A group of elves is chatting on the table next to you in their native tongue, and the entire party is staring at the ranger who studied Elvish. Veins bulging, jaw clenched, fist tighten around the mug he is holding, and face all red as he desperately tries to not explode into laughter. The tavern bustled with its usual evening crowd as I nursed my ale, savoring its bitter tang while scanning the room. Merchants drowned their daily losses, off-duty guards swapped war stories, and the occasional adventurer plotted their next quest. That's when I spotted them. 3 elves huddled at a corner table, heads bent close as they whispered urgently in their fluid tongue. Nothing unusual, their elves often passed through on diplomatic missions, but something felt off about these ones. Their eyes darted around too frequently and their hands twitched toward concealed weapons. Spies, I thought to myself. I nudged Thorn, our party's ranger. Hey, didn't you study Elvish? What are they saying? Thorn's eyes widened as he focused on the elves' conversation. His knuckles whitened around his mug and his face flushed red as he struggled to contain. Laughter? Well? I pressed. What's so damn funny? Thorn shook his head, lips pressed tight. I can't, I just, BFFT. He dissolved into muffled snickers. Rena, our rogue, leaned in. Spill it, tree hugger. What's got you giggling like a schoolgirl? They're not. Thorn gasped between chuckles. They're not spies. They're actors, rehearsing for some bawdy play. The things they're saying. Oh gods. He wiped tears from his eyes. I frowned. You sure? They look pretty serious to me. Trust me, Thorn said. Unless elven intelligence involves a goat, 3 turnips, and the high priestess's underwear. Definitely not spies. Just then, one of the elves stood abruptly, his chair scraping loud across the floor. The tavern fell silent as all eyes turned toward the commotion. The elf's eyes locked onto our table. In flawless common, he barked, "You there? Human? How much did you hear?" Thorn paled. Nothing. Just enjoying my drink. Ha! The elf's hand dropped to his sword hilt. Do not lie to me, meatsack. You understood our words. Tell me now who sent you? Whoa, easy there, point ears, I said, rising slowly. Nobody sent us. My friend here's just got a dirty mind. Whatever you're up to, it's none of our business. You're right, the elf snarled. It isn't. In a flash, his blade cleared its sheath. Patrons screamed and dove for cover as the other 2 elves sprang into action, bow and staff at the ready. Oh hells, Rena muttered. Way to go, Thorn. Looks like we found your spies after all. I ducked as an arrow whizzed overhead and embedded itself in the bar with a solid thunk. Less talky, more stabby. Thorn vaulted over the table, twin daggers appearing in his hands. He rolled under a sword slash and came up behind one of the archers. Sorry about this, he said, ramming the pommels into the elf's kidneys. The elf crumpled with a wheeze. His companion loosed another arrow, but Rena was already there. She caught the shaft mid-flight and flung it back, pinning the elf's sleeve to the wall. That left the swordsman. He advanced on me, blade weaving an intricate pattern. You've ruined everything, he hissed. Months of planning, wasted. I raised my hands. Look, we can talk about this. Whatever you're after, maybe we can help? The elf's eyes narrowed. For a moment, I thought he might actually consider it. Then his sword flashed toward my throat. I dropped and swept his legs, sending him sprawling. Before he could recover, I planted a boot on his chest and leveled my crossbow at his face. Nap time, sunshine. The bolt took him square between the eyes. Silence fell over the tavern. I looked around at the overturned tables, scattered chairs, and shell-shocked patrons. Well, I said brightly, drinks are on us, folks. Sorry about the mess. As the adrenaline faded, I turned to Thorn. So, about that goat and those turnips. Thorn's face reddened again. Trust me, you don't want to know. I grinned and clapped him on the shoulder. Oh, I think I do. Consider it payment for saving your hide. Now spill. Thorn launched into a translation that left us all howling with laughter. As we drank and joked, I couldn't help but wonder what those elves had really been up to. And more importantly, how long until their friends came looking. One problem at a time, I decided. For now, we'd earned a moment to catch our breath. I ordered another round and settled in to enjoy the evening, knowing full well that tomorrow would bring new adventures soon enough. The tavern door burst open, revealing a squad of heavily armed elven soldiers. Their captain's eyes locked onto our table. There they are. Seize them. I grabbed my crossbow and vaulted over the bar. Time to go.